If you are asking why I'm wearing this as my indoor clothes today, it's because I'm really not comfortable showing myself off in sandos. One of the things that bugs me is how we, as people in general, tend to accept things at face value. Greetings to all that's holy and unholy, I'm Jeff, and, well, guess who's finally bringing an old, hard-to-do, but worth-it format back? Recently, I announced an end to the Sharpedo's format as a daily format. I don't know how many times I'm gonna use that word, so I apologize if I can't find a good replacement. Into a weekly digest of sorts. I've probably said this before, but long story short, I love talking as much as I like vlogging about my life. When I started this channel back in late 2015, I wanted this place to be the kind of place just like Hank Green's channel or vsauce's channel where people can go talk about the facts of the world and just, well, talk. And lately there's been another good reason why I feel like I need to revitalize this thing again. We live in a society where people generally love to smart shame. Nothing wrong with trying to stick to simple outlooks, but sometimes you have to be willing to flex those a little bit just in case things get hard. We as humans often forget that even the most boring things can actually be pretty interesting if we try to think hard enough. Especially for peeps like me that have access to a lot of privileges in this world. For example, that decision to just throw away that plastic cup on the road like everyone else. We surely like to think it won't affect anything, right? We have to be critical about everything we love, and as much as possible, everything that we do. The essay vlogs tried to do this on, admittedly, a less macro or large level scale. If anybody here has been subscribed to me ever since 2016, then y'all should remember my vlog about MNL48. I thought it wouldn't get any traction, like all of my videos at the time, but it did, because it contained a position that I still kind of stand by now. MNL48's success might not just have anything to do with us being willing to support it. There's also cultural factors too that make the rise of MNL48 an interesting thing to look at. Although friends have been telling me that so far it's going terribly. And no offense to those who joined though, I still wish you guys the best of luck. And yes, I am saying this as a person that still occasionally looks up articles on the 48 group, although I'm mainly a Nogizaka fan right now and I don't know why. Another example is when I made an essay vlog on one freaking scene from the anime version of Yokai Watch. One of the characters, Komasan, accidentally keeps coming up with great ideas for toy lines. One of them could actually be read as a good satire on how the Pokemon franchise was born in general, because one 30-something person in the 90s decided to relive his memories of catching bugs and putting them into, like, containers. My point is, seeing things at the way that they just are on face value has seemed to become gold. It's so easy for us to subscribe to that notion, especially when we're on mediums like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, where the first impression pretty much counts. I don't listen to much of Harry Chapin's music. But this guy, by the way, happens to be a folk musician who apparently got famous in the 1970s. Not for being the typical American guy, although you could argue for that, but he wrote folk songs about some pretty weird realities that we have. There's one song that tells the story of a boy who is in an art class. The problem is the teacher happens to be super strict with the way that people paint flowers for some reason. The teacher keeps saying, red is red, green is green, and you don't need to do anything else. The boy tries to counter-argue that flowers do come in many shapes and sizes, you know. The teacher's like,
I ain't having that, boy.
The little kid eventually moves to another school where the teacher is a bit more encouraging, but then the boy just ends up parroting everything that the strict teacher said, because he was punished a lot for that. That song scares me, because it kind of implies that there are people out there that under the guise of keeping tradition alive only want to just keep things the way they are, unchanging. I think those are called gatekeepers. What I've always wanted to do with my old essay vlogs on these pop culture related things and other random things. Well, mostly Japanese culture, but whatever. What I've wanted to do is not just to entertain you, it is also a way of fighting against the gatekeeping that, at least from my perspective, seems to be going on. Here's the catch. Of course, when there's always a resistance fighting against some kind of big villain, there's some stories that end with that resistance becoming the villain that they were fighting in the first place. And that's why I also want to make it clear that when I'm making these essay vlogs a thing again, I'm not only making these for you, I'm also making them for my betterment. I didn't come on this channel to proclaim that the words I say are gospel. All I just want to do is to make some ideas that we can all just try to build up on, even if it's not necessarily academic, if you know what I mean. I don't know if there's any other nice way to put this, but done right, a little bit of over-analysis can actually go a long way in the right direction. So if there's anything I can conclude, I'd like to say this. When I started this channel, I envisioned it to be a conversation. And right now, even though I'm definitely not giving up on vlogging my daily life, albeit in weekly form, I still want to be able to keep that conversation going. That's the reason why I've made the hashtag EmbraceWeird my personal hashtag, and I don't really care if it catches on, because it captures everything that I pretty much believe in at this point. You have to embrace the weird parts of daily life, even in the things that aren't so weird. Because when we have that key to unlock the hidden details in our everyday lives, it also gives us a shot at becoming more wise about how we choose our actions and about how we choose to live. My essay vlogs are coming back, and they're going to come back stronger than ever. I've been Jeff, and thanks for hanging out. Yes! 13 minutes. It's not focusing on the fan! Oh wait, I'm moving my finger the wrong direction. I have fixed the problem this camera has long had, and it usually focuses on the fan. But no, I think the focus on me through this whole time has been good. Okay, this is good. So, with that, it is end card time. Here you can watch the latest Sharpedos upload, and here you can watch the essay vlog of mine that happened to get the most views. So yeah. See you guys in the next one.